Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central Spotlight. I am Gil Ingles, and with me in the studio today, ladies and gentlemen, she is a boss lady. Yes, the head of two business initiatives, and also a caretaker. Yes, one of those individuals that ensures that our health, not just physical but also mental, is definitely in place. And she ensures that we are comfortable. Comfort. Welcome to Diaspora Central Spotlight.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you so much for having me.
Indeed.
Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. I see major initiatives here.
Yes.
Making moves.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. A very important initiative.
Right.
So I'm sure we're going to talk about a lot of things.
Oh,
starting
yeah.
off with one business and then going into another.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about your spotlight today. It's about understanding who comfort is, and just out of curiosity though, for and here I'm just trying to get better understanding, maybe, I don't know. Everyone says that in the health industry there's always opportunity, there are always jobs, and there are always things. So, and you initially were in the health industry. So what made you come up with the two additional initiatives? Of course, a lot of people would say, oh, to supplement my income, but I don't think that in the health industry that's much of a problem. Is it so? So just for kicks, I guess, what triggers that?
Oh, I mean, yes, there's always job in the healthcare industry, but depending on your field, your specific field, there can be challenges to that.
Gotcha.
So I am a mental health therapist,
Okay.
dual license in Massachusetts and then Texas. So I see individuals in Massachusetts and Texas in a private practice called Comfort Counseling Center. We're an online service focused on helping Black Christian professionals dealing with depression and high stress and trying to overcome that to live a life that's empowerful and thriving.
There you go.
So in doing all of that, in my experience, I've been in the healthcare field for 16 years. I've been a practicing therapist going on 10 years.
Okay.
So in my experience of being in private practice, which has been the last 4 years or so, in private practice, you get to call the shots.
Right.
Structure your business the way you want to. Work with the people that you are passionate in wanting to work with, but also having the experience to work with those group of people. And so for me, it happened to be Black individuals.
There you go.
And so in my practice and just a lot of community events, speaking engagement and COVID, during COVID, there was a lot. So much going on in the African community.
Right.
So in my practice, I am still working with some African individuals. And the more I'm doing the work, the more I'm meeting with different people, both personally and professionally, I'm realizing we don't have a space for us. Someone who's from Angola that wants to work with an Angola therapist, where do you go to find that person?
Yeah.
You want the person who can understand the cultural aspect.
Right.
Maybe you want the person to understand the tribal aspect. Maybe this life conflict, this life transition that you're experiencing is not something a regular person who's not from Angola, who's not from that culture, who's not from that tribe will be able to understand.
Right.
But they need to be equipped with the mental health resources to guide you through this life transition.
Yeah.
And so it was important when I started working in my own practice with African individuals. Sometime that came up in our session, and me and other colleagues that are in the field, that was missing. There's not a place for Africans to be able to maintain their culture, maintain their spirituality, and get the emotional and mental health support they need. And so Equipped to Prosper was launched.
There you go.
In 2021. Just started off as a website, just providing resources, offering some workshops, some life coaching services. And that started off somewhere during COVID. I believe it was in September. I logged onto Facebook, my personal page.
Yeah.
I saw a video that lasted for probably 5 minutes.
Okay.
Of 4 individuals in this video.
Yeah.
A husband, a wife, the wife brother, and the wife friend. The friend was the one who was recording everything that was going on. the wife and her brother went to her home where she lived with her husband to get some of her things because the husband was very abusive.
Whoa.
This was an African couple in Florida. And there was an altercation between the brother and the husband. And the brother was trying to protect his sister as much as he can.
Right.
And at the end of this video, the brother has said to the individual, "You're fake and you're not real. How can you say you do all of these things in your spiritual life, but yet you're beating up on your wife?" And the wife was saying, "No, she was trying to defend her husband, who was the abuser." Yeah. And so in walking away, the husband said, "If you're saying I'm fake, if I don't kill your sister, then I'm fake." The next day, the sister, which is the wife, was going to work. She worked at a bank in Florida. Early in the morning, she got shot by her husband.
Oh, gracious.
And that really got to me because it was a live video that came out to all of us. And some people in the African community seen it, some people didn't. Yeah. And that was the pull for me.
Gotcha.
That enough is enough.
Gotcha.
And so Equip to Prosper was just launched to provide mental health resources, how to look for certain signs, how to know that you're in a situation that's not safe, how to get in one that's safe. Yeah. And so launched it, did some resources, offer some resources, but it wasn't until 2023, being in my practice and just hearing more, and I'll do speaking engagement, and then people will talk to me after. And I alone couldn't do it. I can't work with everyone in every state for regulation reasons. And so I felt like this is a platform that we need where anywhere you are in Africa, whether you're in, Angola, whether you're in Ethiopia, whether you're in South Africa, whether you're in Djibouti or Liberia, wherever you are, if you're looking for a provider, you should be able to find that provider on Equip to Prosper.
Indeed.
That was super important.
Yeah. And voila. Identifying the need, getting the right tools, and providing the need to the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, we all know that doesn't just happen. It doesn't just come to you, right? It starts somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how far back I want to go. Yeah. I want to go to that beginning. So comfort is a little one.
Yeah.
Let's actually start with the name. Why comfort?
So I was named after my grandmother, my father's mom, which I'm grateful for. Yeah. She also had a business, believe it or not. And she had a service business that were given to the people. Yeah. She had a restaurant in Ghana where when she would close, she would open it up to the homeless and the needy. Okay. They will stay there, they will eat, and then when she got back to the store in the morning, she would get them up, they will be on their way. Wow. I was named after that person. Okay. And to think that I'm here doing what I'm doing, it's amazing. Indeed. I'm extremely grateful for the name. Yeah. So my early childhood experience had to do with the Civil War in Liberia. Okay. So globally right now we're experiencing something as it relates to another country. Right. But that were my early experience. I didn't get to experience my mother country, Liberia, because the war got us displaced, and so we were in Ghana. Gotcha. And so when that happened, when there is a war, you get impacted. Right. Mind, body, and soul. Indeed. You lose a lot of your traditions, a lot of your culture, because you're migrating, seeking refuge into another place. Right. We happened to go to Ghana. That's where my father is from. Okay. So stay there for some time, and then we migrated to America. Happened to be in Massachusetts. Oh, wow. Okay. Northeast. We stayed there for some time. And my early high school experience, 9th, 10th grade, I started to see a lot of dysfunction. I could actually put a name to it. Like, this is not supposed to be happening. This person is not supposed to be doing this. This person is not supposed to be thinking that.
No, that is social dysfunction, you mean. Okay. Outside of that space, because, and I guess I'm just trying to put this in some sort of a sequential aspect, right? Because initially, just like every other immigrant, when you initially come, your rules at home are your rules at home, and your rules outside are your rules outside. So I take it that at that point you're now starting to merge the two, the internal and external, or society, the family and society rules into one, to formulate the comfort that actually will be comfortable in either space.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
The reality of culture shock
Right.
hits everyone differently.
Yeah.
You get to see elders and your parents in a different light. You get to see people that you befriend in school, in the community, in a faith-based environment in a different light. And everybody, in a sense, is trying to figure out this thing called life, and they're doing it in their own way.
Indeed.
And in how they do it, you get to see a behavior. You get to see a thought process. You get to see how they respond to certain things. And the more I observed that, the more I thought some of it was extreme behavior and some of it not so extreme.
Yeah.
And my pull to therapy was, I noticed a lot of dysfunction. Just, it was everywhere.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure other people that were my age saw it the way I saw it, but
and at that point, approximately, you how old are you?
So I'm in high school, 9th, 10th grade.
Okay, so 15, 16 years old.
About that age. And I am seeing the world for myself on a different level. Whereas when you're a child, your parents kind of control the environment that you get to see. But when you're in high school, they can't control the 2,000 people that's in the school or the 5,000 people that's in the school, their walk of life, where they come from. They can't control what happens in the school bus. They can't control what happened when you're walking home from school. So you get exposed to a lot of moments of life. Some of them you're grateful for. Some of them you have questions. Some of them you get intrigued. And you're like, what is this? And you lean into psychology. Because that helps you explain and understand what you're saying. And so when I knew, like, okay, this is a thing, and these people have these extremes reality, and there are other people out there helping them, this is what I want to do. And so oftentimes I get asked, like, how did you find this or your passion? I think it found me because I was in the midst of all of the happenings. Good, bad, indifferent.
No, and that is normally the way we sometimes happen to fumble or to come across, I should say, not fumble, but come across what our destiny is. Right. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and take our first break. And when we'll come back, we'll touch a little bit more into who comfort really is, getting into the nitty gritty of that family environment that formulates this great, wonderful woman that is now putting in place tools and spaces where the community can actually go and become mentally healthier. So we'll be right back. And we are back. If you just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight, and our guest today, it's Comfort.
Yes.
We should say the therapist, the community therapist. Now, let's actually get into your name. You touched a little bit on your heritage, but for the sake of those that don't quite understand, I want to get back to it a little bit. So you mentioned Liberia and you mentioned Ghana, okay? So your parents being from these two countries.
Yes.
Yeah. And which country were you born in?
I was born in Liberia.
Okay.
And then shortly after the Civil War started, that lasted about 14 years. So when it started, one of the places that my mom knew to go to she was more familiar with Ghana because she'd been there and she knew the language.
Yeah.
So it was easy to go there.
Gotcha.
At the time, my father was already in the States. So we went to Ghana and we stayed there for some time. And my dad is Ghanaian. My mom is Liberian. They met in Liberia. Again, both related to business. One was having a market. One wanted to get into business.
Right.
And they met each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, so your mother, during the time of the Civil War, when she actually leaves Liberia, your father is not with you guys. She's doing it by herself.
Yes.
Strong woman.
3 children by herself.
Yeah.
Trying to navigate a reality that no one should ever experience,
Indeed.
regardless of the age. How she did it, we will never know.
Indeed.
Her and by the grace of God.
Yeah. God.
And as I was growing up, she would talk about the reality of what she saw. And there were things that she had to, a new behavior she had to adapt.
Indeed.
To cope that wasn't a healthy behavior. She just thought it was going to, I remember her saying she started smoking to get rid of the smell of dead bodies. Imagine that's a thing you think would help you. Let me pick up this tool to smoke.
Yeah.
So I can have a different smell.
Right. At that point, you're fully traumatized. Yeah. You're fully traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the woman that I came from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is a very strong woman that is very capable, equipped to navigate any life
Indeed.
experience, big or small.
Indeed.
She has a very gentle confidence. And my father, too, is able to navigate any life experience. And he also has a very gentle confidence.
Yeah.
He's no longer with us.
Okay, may he
he's
rest
with
in
me.
peace.
Yes. Spiritually, he's with me. And that's who I come from. That's my guiding light.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. From a family, 2 siblings, right? So 3 children. Yeah. And what about your siblings? Where do you fall in that order?
I'm the youngest of 3 on my mother's side.
Yeah.
Doesn't always feel that way sometimes. And on my father's side, I am the oldest of 2.
Okay.
So in a sense, I have 3 siblings.
Gotcha.
But mom's side is different. Dad's side is different.
Yeah.
So,
But we all have that. I'm with my mother. We are 4, and with my father we are 10. Right. Yeah. So we understand. That's Africa, though.
Yes. Yes.
That's Africa, though. Yeah. Now, interesting enough, there's and now I can kind of see the reason why your calling is really so close to home, because it's what I always tell people. It's like, regardless of what we may think, what really happens while we kids at home ends up formulating a lot of who we become, and even on how we search solutions and things of that sort. Because that exile in itself already creates a space where you have to now start understanding much faster than other children who probably have a more peaceful life on how to find certain solutions for some of the problems that you don't know that there are problems that your mother is going through, but you know that on your end probably they don't feel good. Yeah. So America becomes the cultural shock, of course, that we all eventually have to navigate the 2 cultures and finally emerge. So you made that decision that helping people and making them feel good or better is what you wanted to do. At that point, what is the first step that you take?
So this is high school. We had I want to say maximum 3 Black teachers in our high school.
Yeah.
I gravitated to one of them. And that's when you start to tour colleges, right? As you're moving up in your grade in high school, you get to tour different college. What do you want to do? You do want to go to this school and that school. So she was a light that guided me that I needed.
Okay.
And then as I moved up in high school, I had another teacher who helped me with financial aid.
Got you. Okay, can you mention the name of the one that actually guides you through the process of searching for schools?
Mrs. Robinson.
And what school was it? If you can give them a shout out. Educators don't get enough shine.
You're so right. Burncoat High School, Worcester, Massachusetts. Miss Robinson, I believe it's Miss Robinson. And then later on, I had a history teacher. Funny enough, we all called him Mr. My Friend.
Okay.
And I cannot tell you his actual name because but I do want to share this about him. He's someone, I was back home in Massachusetts in March. I'm always trying to connect with him to share a thank you in a way that I can, but in person. And so, believe it or not, one of my challenges trying to get to him is not knowing his full name.
Wow.
And he did it in a way that he was the #1 teacher in the high school for many, 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 many years. Just because whatever you needed him to be for you as a high school student experiencing life, he was that person.
Got you.
To every student. So that's one of my goals, is to find him and really say and show my thank you to him. So those were the two ones guiding me through the process of what school do you go to. But then once you identify a school, how do you go through the financial aid? No one in my family could help me. And so I remember he would help me doing, schools, or if there was a lunch break, he would guide me. And because of him, I've helped more than 50 people do their own FAFSA application.
There you go.
Because I know the ins and out of it.
Yeah, and that's a intricate process. That thing is very complicated. They don't make it simple either.
No, and the education that should go with it, don't go with it now. So when I tell people about it, I add the education there. Only get it if you feel like once you're done with school, you'll be capable of paying back for it.
Right.
If not,
don't
figure out something else.
Right, because it becomes costly, and that's part of the reason why today we have several students who probably after they finish school, they even unable to have a good financial life simply because they indebted to this education that they acquired, that they thought at some point that was actually going to be the way of getting financial prosperity, right?
And people leaving college and having a postgraduate depression.
Right. Whoa.
Because when you leave school, there's a 6 months to a year period that you're looking for a job.
Right.
If you're someone who's already putting in the work and you've got a job waiting for you, that's amazing. That's probably 5-10% of people. But if you graduate and there's no job, there's a postgraduate depression that people experience trying to find a job. So there is a connection getting financial aid or not getting financial aid connected to graduation and our mental health. That's a thing as well.
It's just interesting. I never thought about that portion of being depressed after graduating and not being able to be placed or place yourself into a position or a job, right? But of course, today we're in a world in which technology facilitates and helps us to be able to accomplish a lot more than used to be possible probably when you and I went through our process of finishing school and having to get into the workplace. Starting our own companies, right? You worked and eventually, of course, you saw that there was the need to start something of yours. You saw that need in the community and you placed in. Who was the first person that you called once you made the decision to start your company, your first company?
Oh, okay. Comfort Counseling Center, I always called myself first.
Gotcha.
There's a conversation that I have with myself, who to bring on board. Oftentimes, you hear some people say, well, if you're doing anything, don't tell people. People can kill your dreams. That's not me. If I am going to take a road trip, I want to know if you're ready to get on this bus so you don't get on my bus and crash the bus.
Thank you.
So I'm going to tell you and how you take that information. It's really going to let me know you are not going to be part of this road trip. Because once you get on the bus, I'm not sure if you're going to deter where were going for this trip.
Indeed.
And so the first person was me. I talked to myself first. Who do I want to bring on board? Who do I want to share certain things with? So before leaving high school, after graduating, I'm like, I knew what I wanted to do.
Okay.
In high school, I knew.
Yeah.
And so when I applied to college, because I knew I needed the right people that could feed me to get to a certain place.
Right. You're already in a mission at that point.
Already.
You know what, you somewhat have an idea of where you're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I left high school, I knew for sure this is what I want to do. Maybe I was called to it. There's some aspect I believe I was called to it. There's some aspect I believe I was pulled towards it.
Yeah.
And so there was that. In college, it was, okay, I certainly want to do this. Yeah. I want to have a private practice. Yeah. So the difference with private practice, community health center, and inpatient facility is private practice is your own business. You get to structure it the way you want.
Yeah.
And so I knew I wanted to do that. I knew what the business name was going to be somewhere in college. Okay. So I knew all of that.
So you didn't even brainstorm like a whole bunch of names?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah?
I knew it was going to be comfort. I knew counseling was going to be in there.
Yeah.
Whether it was going to be center or service, I didn't know.
Okay.
It happened to be CCC, Comfort Counseling Center.
There you go.
So I knew that probably sophomore year of college. And so now it was doing it the way I wanted to. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. Okay. I walk that walk. Right. It's not perfect, but it's a walk.
Yeah.
How do I have a practice and service people who are in that population? Because I have yet to see it. I don't see a professor that mirrors that. Yeah. There's no one talking about that. I don't see anyone in the books, in theory, talking about that. Yeah. How do I be a therapist, a Black African therapist, and keeping my spirituality as part of my work and knowing that people out there want that service? That was a challenge for me.
Okay.
And so at this point, I haven't told anyone what I want to do.
Right.
So I'm being gravitated towards different professors, learning different things. That was when I started to train myself to go to seminars, go to workshop outside of school.
Got you.
And so I was getting fed in those ways. I was being selective with what had my attention.
Yeah.
But my struggle was, how do I be a therapist, be African, and still have my spirituality? Because when I show up in the therapy room, I come as myself completely.
Indeed.
I can't leave one out.
Right.
And so trying to figure out was one of the biggest challenge. And so I had an academic advisor who's still in my life to this day, going on 15, 16 years.
Yeah, give them a shout out. Yeah.
Amy McManus. She's
in what school?
Bridgewater State University in Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
She was and is a guiding light for me. I still talk to her. If there's two people in this world that could tell my life story if I were to write a book or do a movie. Yeah. It will be Amy McManus and Miss Sharon Carter. Yeah. Neither one of them are by family, but they know everything about me.
Great.
So she was an academic advisor, and I just had her for the first year, but we stayed in touch. So we'd do lunch on campus, go to places nearby. She's still in my life. I still call her. I still talk to her. And when I told her, she is open to people's spirituality and religion and faith, whatever you decide to give it. Yeah. But she doesn't feel like she is a spiritual person.
Indeed.
Or a person who is a Christian.
Right.
But she was able to say, if this is what you want to do, there are people like that out there like you, and I know. Yeah. And so that's coming from someone who's not even walking that walk that I'm walking, who's telling me you can actually do this. Yeah. Because I know all of this side of you. I know you can do this. Yeah. And so that helped. And so I started to do more seminars, more workshop conferences of people who were doing that. Gotcha. And when I saw that there were enough people and there was a level of integrity with it, I knew that I could do it.
There you go. That power of representation. Yeah, being able to actually see it. Yeah.
When I saw the faces, oftentimes women, when I saw the faces and how they were doing it, I'm like, okay, I could do it. So leaving college, knowing that, got the name, and knowing for sure, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to work with people who faith aligns with mine.
Right.
And then after college, there was another experience of in school. Now they're trying to, not my school. I don't believe they're doing it yet, Bridgewater State.
Okay.
In school, to start a business, unless you're going to a business MBA marketing program, no other, like a nursing school or a doctor, is teaching you how to start a business.
Right.
So,
and that was going to be my next question. At that point, are you already walking through the process of registering this business or putting the business in place? But go ahead.
And so the reality of the information that because not everyone goes working for someone.
Right.
Not everyone want to, not everyone can.
Right.
Some people are made to be employers.
Right.
Some people are made to be employees.
Yeah.
Some people have strengths in being an employer. Some people have strengths in being an employee.
Right.
And we go to where we want to go.
Indeed.
And so seeing that there was a system within a system within the system is what I always call it. It was hard to get people that looked like me and that were offering trainings on how do you open a private practice?
Yeah.
What are the steps you walk through and how do you do this? So at that time, I didn't register it because there wasn't a training that I could go to walk me through the steps. But when I was able to find someone, Dr. Charmaine, she is a psychologist in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
She had a training, and it was one of the first training I went to on how to open your own private practice.
Right.
So when I discovered her, I'm like, okay, great. I have someone. That training helped me with some areas of it, but I still needed more training.
Right.
So after her training, I'm like, okay, I know the legal aspect of it all. I know the steps, how to get the LLC and how to open the business account and all of that.
Right.
But the fire wasn't lit.
So what lights up that fire?
So I'm looking, my brother has his own business. Okay. He's into commercial trucking.
Okay.
And so I was looking for an office for him on Craigslist. And I discovered a person, Dr. Jeff LaCure, and he had an office space. This was Massachusetts. And so I called and he said, oh yeah, this office space is, for therapists providing therapy. I called for my brother and it ended up being for me.
Wow.
And he said, and I said, well, this is something I might be looking into. I might use the office space a year from now. He said, you know what? I'm doing a workshop on Saturday. I had called on the Thursday. I was at a park on the phone. Called on the Thursday. He told me that he was doing a workshop, how to start private practice.
Yeah.
That was on Saturday. It was $50. He said, you can bring the cash.
Yeah.
I brought the cash. It was $50. There were 15 people in that room. When I left that room, I felt like that day I was going to start my private practice.
So that was it.
She gave me the step-by-step, the logistic aspect. He gave me the inspiration he didn't give me the inspiration. He helped me get to the inspiration because I don't think people can inspire you or give you confidence.
They can fuel that desire to,
And so Dr. Charmaine and Dr. LaCure were the two people, those are the only two workshops that I took to start my business, private practice as a therapist in Massachusetts. Yeah. And they were a crucial part in my professional career.
Indeed. Yeah. And everyone needs a catalyst sometimes when we need to get somewhere. And the conversation here continues. Of course, let's take a look at some images of what comfort businesses do. So we'll be right back. And we are back. If you just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight. And of course, our guest is, I always, for some reason, I want to say Dr. Comfort.
You're not the first. You're not the
it's
first.
It's like you sound so doctorate.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, indeed. But it's with good sense, though, because although you may not have the PhD or the doctorate yet, and I say yet, but you definitely have the credentials and the heart of someone that actually has as their best intention to help others.
Yes.
So that makes you a doctor. Your school should make you an honorary, regardless, really. The diaspora should fight for you to get an honorary doctorate for honestly, because it's pioneering. It's a pioneering concept. Two, it's so gracious, kind. Because not everyone thinks that way, right? Most people would have thought of where can I go to make the most amount of money and then worry about everything else. So you come up with the greatest, what I believe, service that probably came to become a major point of support during the pandemic and post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's now start talking about
Equipped to Prosper.
Yeah.
Yes. A mental health directory for Africans worldwide. A space where your spiritual and cultural health are just as important as your mental and your emotional health. We don't have that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, when you're in corporate America and you're in healthcare and you're a licensed professional, there are a lot of regulations and red tape and the do's and don'ts. And sometimes I jokingly say it's like working, a subgroup of the FBI or the CIA.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to be mindful of to do the job diligently with support and care in your heart. And people oftentimes just want to do, but they don't know how to do without compromising what they think is crucial and should be the root of it.
Okay.
And for me, the root of it all, if I'm doing something for Africans, where it starts, where it all starts, there's a level of spirituality that needs to be kept and will always be kept, whether it's understood or not understood by people who are not from those places, that needs to be kept.
Right.
How do we create something, bringing in the importance of mental health, but keeping our spirituality?
Yeah. So, in other words, that cultural authenticity. Yeah. Because we lose that. We lose that a lot today. As a result, we see in plenty of first generation or immigrant families going through the process in which their children, due to identity, just identity alone, right? The lack of centering their culture, are finding themselves in situations that they would have never found themselves in had they been, I don't want to say grounded, because I'm sure that the families attempt to ground them, but it is difficult when you have a lot of social forces outside of the household pulling these individuals in all these directions. So the pioneering in this aspect, in my opinion, comes really on the fact that you now find that you determine that authenticity, cultural authenticity, is something important to help people.
It is the spirituality and the cultural authenticity is most important to Africans. And for me, in all of my experience, that's the only way they would take advantage of therapy.
Yeah.
That's the only way they would seek mental health support. If they feel like they can go and speak their version of Portuguese if they're from Angola.
Right.
They can go and speak their version of French if they're from Senegal. The idea of, I know something is not right. I know there's a shift in me mentally.
Right.
But how is this person who don't look like me, haven't been what I've been, or can speak to what I can speak to, how can they help me? So there was a lot of that me and my colleagues and just me and my own experience noticing a lot of. most people now, most Africans now, say this generation, and the generation before us, they're taking advantage. They're leaning more into, okay, we know that there's something going on. Right. And oftentimes I'll hear people say, well, therapy is a white thing and therapy is not for us.
Right.
And I tell people, do you know that we had therapy first? When you look back to your upbringing, when you listen to your mom or your dad or your elders or your caretaker telling you story, we always had that elder in the community that when this person and their husband had issues, they went to see that person. When this was going on with this child, they went to see that person. Therapy has always been in Africa. Yeah. Do we call it therapy? No. Did we have a formal education for it in the past? We did not, but it has always been there. And so for me, there is the shifting of the narrative. Can we change the way we've been thinking? Because we are a resilient group of people and someone has been helping us along the way. There's a person within the community, there's a person within the family that plays that role, especially the community elder. They didn't sit in the school and get a PhD, as we're mentioning. Right. But they had that lived and learned experience that they were able to guide people in the community, work through some difficult times.
Yeah, the wisdom. Yeah. Now, you're revolutionizing the community, of course. Yeah. And for a community that suffers of that stigma, I know that it is quite difficult. Yeah. So what are some of the things that you believe that community leaders can probably do to assist overcome some of those challenges that the communities are having?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think the community leaders can start leading by being more relatable. Oftentimes we go places, we go to gatherings in our community, we do certain things, and then the person who's the leader, they're on a certain pedestal, like you can't reach them, you can't touch them. They seem to walk and move perfect. They seem to be with their husband in the perfect way, or their wife in the perfect way, or their partner in the perfect way. Their children seem to be well behaved when you meet them in this setting. And it's almost like they're so far that we can't reach them. And I think a place to start before we even get to the mental health is, can we relate?
The power of representation again. Yeah.
Can I relate to this elder in the community? Can I relate to this community person? Right. Because if we can't relate, and it creates a disconnect before even someone gets to sharing what's going on within their psyche. Yeah. That's a deeper level. And so creating that comfort of, can people relate? Can people connect? Yeah. And how do you do that? In the simplest way, engaging, interacting with people. Yeah. If someone is in that corner and you're in that corner, what's stopping you both from engaging? Right. And so that's a place to start before we even get to mental health, because people are not going to feel comfortable in wanting to share on anything on a deeper level if they feel like there's no connection. Right.
No, totally makes sense. Now, are there, in your opinion, spaces currently that you believe that could probably be curated to do such, to create such environment?
I know a lot of places are doing it. I know that my church do amazing at that. Okay. I know that
you can give them a shout out their name.
Yes, Dominion Chapel, Houston, DCH Dominion Chapel, Houston, and they're doing a great job incorporating a mental health aspect along with the spiritual aspect. SET Institute, of course, Society.
For Africans
in the diaspora. They're definitely doing that as much as they can. I know that NAMC, which is an acronym I'm going to try and remember.
I think it's Nigerian
American Multicultural Council is also doing a great job. So there are a few that I've been a part of. I'm only speaking, I'm sure there are other ones out there because I have not engaged in that setting and that form I can't speak to. But those are just three that I can say they haven't done it once, twice, or the third time. They've done it multiple times. And I like the way in which, as a provider and as a professional, I love the way in which they're doing it. They're being relatable with it, and they're moving at the community pace. So those are the three.
Indeed. Now, are a lot of institutions engaging you with the urgency that you believe that they should?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So yes, there are community institution, there are community programs, community organization that has included me in a lot of things that will get my input on a lot of things, and more so behind the scenes. And then there are some that will have me speak, that will have me lead a panelist, that will have me moderate on certain topics and things like that. So I think that piece is amazing.
Okay.
It don't have to be me.
Yeah.
You can always get someone who is a licensed mental health professional that has a level of integrity and has Africa in mind.
There you go.
And can keep the African values. Now, someone might say, well, how do you know the African value? And we're, 54 countries.
Right.
We have a value and we know it. We might not always stick to it. And so that's the other thing with Equip to Prosper.
Yeah.
We can get crippled by trying to be politically correct. We can get pushed aside by trying to do things the way everyone else is doing. And even in creating the directory, there's a few things. When I sent it out for feedback, it was like, well, you should include this, 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 and this. And my response always to them was, as a group of people, as a community, Africans, we're not there yet. This thing that you're saying I should consider, I should put in, I can tell you we're not there yet because I'm in the field, I'm in the community, and people know I'm in the community.
Right.
And so it's so crucial to get someone on board that is licensed.
Right.
That's very important. It's great. But are you able to test their integrity? Can you vouch for them?
Right.
And so I'll say that they don't always have to reach out to me. Some do, some don't. But if and when whoever you reach out to, yes, make sure they're a licensed person. But also I encourage people to vet their level of integrity as it relates to the African community.
Right. Yeah. Now, for the sake of our audience, let's break down exactly what Equip to Prosper is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What exactly is Equip to Prosper?
Equip to Prosper is a mental health directory for Africans worldwide. Anywhere you are in the world, if there is a provider near you that's on the directory, you're able to connect with them and start working with them.
Yeah.
So we really focus on helping Africans get the mental health support they need, being able to keep your spirituality, keep your cultural values, and still work with someone who can help guide you through your mental health and your emotional challenges. One of the things that was super crucial for me to do way before I even thought about the directory, because I've always been doing community stuff, I was just going to, choose a different country in Africa every year and go there and offer a workshop, and that would have been it. But the reality of that is I can do it with a group of people, but how long can I do it for? Right. And so specifically on the directory, one of the things we offer is therapy vouchers to Africans trying to get into therapy but don't have the financial means. That was super crucial for me to include in there because therapy requires time, energy, and money. Right. And if you get in the therapy experience and you don't have funds, that's something we offer on the directory. You can take advantage of that on there. The other thing we offer is just really educating people to podcasts, educating people to blogs, and really trying to, some people might not be interested in finding a therapist now. They can take advantage of posts, articles, learning, YouTube videos, and different things like that. Also offering community events, trying to do it in the way that it's not too much, but do it in the way that people can gradually ease themselves into. Yeah. So we're a space, an online platform that's connecting African therapy seekers with African providers. Yeah. So if you're an African licensed therapist, you're a psychologist, or you're a psychiatrist, you can get on there, get listed, and then African seekers anywhere can connect with you.
There you go. And that's attention to worldwide, not just limited to the United States of America. Now, you mentioned vouchers. So how are you funding those vouchers, or can the community help to fund those vouchers, and how can they help?
The community can always help. So on the directory, we have a place where people can donate as low as $1 to as high as 5,000.
Okay.
Whatever they deem comfortable, whether that's a one-time donation or yearly donation, we have that. So the community, if they're interested in this, is something that's dear to their heart. Definitely, they can get online and they can really support. So that's one way in really getting people the vouchers they need. But then also, we want to be in the place of, if we don't get community support, are we not going to help people? We still want to be able to help people with or without community support.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are there any programs, city programs, or maybe even state programs or federal programs that help institutions such as yours to provide that to those type of services to the community? Or are there individuals that can help your institution get to such type of programs? Yeah.
Are there government programs out there about that? I do not know. So that it would be great to know, but I do not know. I would like to think so. A lot of time you have, a minority-owned business. They might have grants and different things like that. Those I'm familiar with. But as far as
psychological support,
a larger scale, the statewide government, I'm not sure. But if an individual person, say, a doctor who's doing the same thing somewhere in, I don't know, Benin in West Africa, said they're doing the same thing and they have something out there and they feel like they want to donate to Equip to Prosper. That's something that they can do.
There you go.
But a specific institute coming to donate on a government or a community level or local level, not that I know of.
Okay. Yeah. But there's definitely something to kind of look at, and I even task our community members also with the purpose of actually going out there, not for the institution, but definitely for yourself. Because in case you do need therapy and you need someone that can probably fund your sessions or anything like that, look for that support, because I'm sure that today with a lot of these new government programs being created, there's got to be something in the federal level, and I even task federal employees also that may be aware of some of those programs to definitely get in touch either with us or with your organization. Of course, you guys have a website out there that people can get in touch with. What is the name of the website?
www.equiptoprosper.com.
Yeah, equiptoprosper.com. So remember, it's about equipping yourself for the future, because this is a global future in which we're no longer just fighting our battles at the local level. No, we're now globally fighting these battles, right? Now, for this portion, I kind of want to touch a little bit on you as a person, and you don't have to answer any of the questions. You can always say, no, I prefer not to answer. Of course, we spoke about you coming from a family of 3, you being the youngest one. Do you have any children?
Not yet.
Not yet. No children yet. Okay. Now, are you currently married?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So, gentlemen, now I'm going to ask the question that many of you are probably out there looking for. So, if there's someone that needs to marry Comfort, what do they need to have? Or how do they need to be?
I've always thought about being asked a question like this in this setting, where it's going to be on air, online forever.
Yeah. The people will be able to track how your mind has been changing through time.
What I can say to that is me being me and me being so open but also selective. I'll say if there's anyone watching this as it relates to your question, if they have any interest or question, they can get to you to get to me.
Oh, okay. Now y'all know. Fellas, you better be real good with me. Otherwise, you will not get to her. I'm just saying. That's a good answer. Now, are there specific qualities that you still believe that let's say that one individual that would definitely represent you would have?
As a husband?
Yeah. Or as a partner, or
you're really going with your question.
This is Diaspora Central. We have to ensure that we also connect in the community so that we can keep the cultural authenticity still somewhere. Yeah?
See how I'm
finding the tribe.
Today is the day. What I can say is, and you're gonna be like, she's answering as a therapist. What what I can say is when I see the person, I'll know.
Yeah.
So it's really important when I speak about what really led to the Equip to Prosper website in the first place, before even the directory.
Yeah.
I mentioned the story of the woman that was in an abusive relationship
Right.
with a husband. It can be great. I can say all of these things and people can come and play that role to get whatever they want to
Right.
get.
Yeah.
Or I can just wait, let the person show up and play whatever they want to play.
Right.
And so I think for me, when I see the person, whether they come through you and then you connect them to me,
Right.
I'll know.
Yeah.
Until then, I can really put it out there into the world. Anyone can come and play that role.
There you go. So it's one thing for sure, then you're not looking for any role players. You need the real deal.
You're doing a great job.
Come straight. And then we already refining this because we don't want to waste time around here. Comfort. Is there anything else, any shout outs that you would like to give to anyone that I may not given you the opportunity to do so yet?
I mean, I definitely Diaspora Central.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you so much. This is great. What you do, the space, the platform, really getting people information out there, getting people faces out there, getting people voices out there. I want to say thank you to you, and I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
To everyone else that I've mentioned, there's so many other people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people pushing me to go where I want to go. Whether they agree or disagree, they're pushing me because we're in that relationship and we trust each other that way. And they trust enough to push me because I know. And if I know I'm going there, they know they can push me, whether or not they agree with it. Right. They know who they are, and I also want to thank them. But definitely just the community. I mentioned different communities and different institutes. But I'm grateful to everyone who will, after listening to this or while listening to this, log on to the directory, check it out, refer a friend, send it to people that you know. If you're listening to this and you're in Chicago, or you're listening to this and you're in the Bronx, send it to family member that you know in Los Otros. Send it to family member that you know in Algeria. Right. Send it to family member everywhere so they can take advantage of this. This is the time for us to really lean into what we need to lean into. I usually say this, just my takeaway from what I've experienced professionally and personally. As a group of people who are spiritually inclined, we have that. Even we might take a detour and come back, we have that.
There you go.
But yet, we are where we are. That tells me that the mental piece and the spiritual piece are not aligned.
Indeed.
Until we can align the two, someone can be spiritually inclined, but yet they can be mentally stuck.
Indeed.
And so that keeps them from progressing. That keeps them from moving forward. But when those two come together, I've never met a person who's spiritually inclined and mentally inclined that's stagnant.
There you go.
I've never met a person like that. So we can be mentally inclined, but spiritually not there. And so that's the focus of the directory. Being in a space where your spiritual and cultural health are just as important, just as important as your mental and your emotional health. Thank you.
Indeed. The perfect space, as you know, equipped to prosper. So for those of you that joined us today and took time out of your busy schedules to listen to this 1 hour conversation, I want you to stay with the following. Until you equip yourself, no one else will do it for you. So ensure that you reach out, get that equipment. And by equipment, I mean any tool, and does not necessarily need to be a physical tool, even a logical or psychological tool that can help you overcome whatever challenges you are experiencing. Because there are individuals out there such as Comfort, your last name, pronounce that for us, please.
Nyeswah-wiafe.
Nyeswah-wiafe.
You can't get Comfort wrong, though.
No, never. And what language is that, by the way?
So Nyeswah is a Liberian last name. Wiafe is a Ghanaian last name. So my full name is Comfort Nyeswah-wiafe.
All right. Representing both cultures.
Yes, and representing the continent of Africa.
Indeed.
Yes.
There are individuals out there in our community, such as Comfort, that are actually ensuring that the community is comfortable. So until next time, keep in mind, retool yourself, relearn, reprogram for prosperity and comfort. Peace.